This is the Royal Kludge RK96. This is a beautiful mechanical keyboard with a 90% layout that keeps the number pad, but keeps a more compact design to save some space on your desk. You can even use it with your MetaQuest 3 with its Bluetooth capabilities. In this video, we are going to be taking a closer look at the RK96, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you all, because this board is awesome. I want to make it very clear that Royal Kludge did send me this keyboard for testing and review, but all of my opinions and thoughts are my own. If you're a fellow sub, then you already know that I'm very transparent with my reviews, and I hope you all enjoy something a little different with this keyboard review. If you're new here, consider subscribing along the way. I always leave timestamps, so feel free to skip around. Alright, let's get right into the review. The RK96 has a beautiful design with its 90% layout. This keeps things compact, but still retains the number pad, arrow keys, and a few other essentials like the delete and the print screen key. All other keys are still available while using the function command, and are nicely labeled on the keycaps. There's also a mute button and a volume rocker right above the number pad. The RK96 is housed inside of a thick plastic shell that feels solid with minimal flexing. Pressing downward on the keys firmly does not flex the board, and things remain solid. I'm satisfied with the build quality considering the price, and the fact that it includes a magnetically attached wrist rest makes the RK96 a bargain. The wrist rest is sturdy with a plastic textured design, something that is easy to wipe clean. I will say that the magnets are not the strongest here, so the wrist rest may fall off if you slide around the keyboard a lot. It does have 4 rubber feet that helps keep it in place once you have a comfortable typing position. The RK96 features 2 USB 2.0 pass-through inputs for devices like a wireless dongle, headphones, or quick access for a thumb drive. Note that these 2 USB 2.0 ports are only accessible when the keyboard is used in its wired mode, so these ports cannot be used in wireless modes. There are switches on the underside of the board to turn on and off the battery power, and switch between the 2.4 GHz modes that connects to the included dongle that is found attached to the bottom of the keyboard, as well as the Bluetooth mode. The keyboard also features 2 kickstand feet that allow for 3 different height adjustments. The switches are hot swappable, and the included keycap and switch remover tool works great. The PCB accepts any 3-pin or 5-pin switches. I went with the Eclipse Black color scheme, but there are other great options to fit your personal style as well. You have access to a plethora of RGB profiles, and you can even create and save 3 different custom profiles. This is all accessed by pressing function and the print or delete key to swap between light patterns and colors, respectively. I'm going to cycle through all of the lighting pattern options and all color options as well. Each color can be used with each pattern, so I'm not going to show all combinations, but you will get the idea of what is possible with tons of color and pattern combinations. Of course, you can also set up your own custom lighting profile as well. You can also increase the pattern animation speed, as well as the brightness of the RGB lights by pressing the function key with the arrow keys. With Bluetooth connectivity, you can connect the RK96 keyboard to your MetaQuest 3 with ease. This will allow you to use the browser or get into a comfy workflow in VR with your Quest 3 with multiple virtual screens. I personally do not enjoy having to run tons of software for keyboards and mice, so I'm very pleased with the RK96 not needing any additional software if you don't need access to things like macros or other areas where the software is needed. If you want the software, it's there, but it's not necessary to get things running out of the box, which is nice to see. I used the keyboard for 3 days in 2.4 GHz wireless modes, and have been using it via Bluetooth with my Quest 3 during this time. I went into an RGB profile where the keys were lighting up when pressed, so the lights were not on the entire time to save battery life. And after those 3 days, I still have 90% remaining battery. The battery life can be seen in wireless modes by pressing the function key and enter. Here, you will see the top row of numbers lighting up to indicate the battery level. You should expect anywhere from 30 to 200 hours of battery life, depending on your RGB preferences. Using the RK96 in wireless mode using the 2.4 GHz dongle, things can be finicky if you are using multiple wireless devices that may cause interference. This issue was remedied for me by bringing the wireless dongle closer to the keyboard with a USB extension cable. I play competitive FPS games on occasion, and to ensure I have a stable connection and experience, I use my RK96 in wired mode and attach my wireless mouse dongle into the keyboard's 2.0 ports. This allows me to have a consistent connection with the keyboard while keeping the dongle for my wireless mouse in close proximity for a stable connection. Coming from a Corsair K70, which is a full-sized 100% keyboard, the RK96's 90% layout did feel a bit awkward to use during the first few days, with the shorter right shift key and the arrows being so tight with the number pad. However, after a week of use, I am already adjusted, and the extra space saved on my desk is such a nice luxury to have. As mentioned earlier, I do play FPS games from time to time, and this provides much more room to work with where my mouse is no longer clashing against my keyboard when I do 360 no-scopes. The RK96 measures at just under 15 inches in length, and just over 7 inches tall with the wrist rest, where my old K70 that I'm replacing measures at 17.5 inches in length and over 8 inches tall with the wrist rest. And trust me, those extra inches makes all the difference. As much as I love my Corsair K70, I do not miss it at all, and I'm fully committed to the RK96. At this point, I think I would miss the smaller profile of the RK96 if I did go back to the K70. I am very new to the keyboard hobby, so I am still learning what a good THOCK is, but I will let you listen to mine. The RK96 has a multitude of options for switches, and I personally went for the buttery smooth operating Linear Viridian Switches. As mentioned earlier, I've been using the K70 for such a long time that my brain has been completely relaxed to its sound. With the new sound of the RK96, my brain gets a little tingly each time I use it. Perhaps I'm still in the honeymoon phase, but I'm really enjoying typing with this keyboard. The RK96 surprised me in many ways with its compact 90% layout, leaving more available space for mouse movements in FPS games. The Linear Viridian switches are smooth and have a nice sound that is more quiet than my previous K70 keyboard. The RGB lighting options are great, with custom lighting modes, and the connectivity is fantastic with wired, 2.4 GHz wireless, and Bluetooth options available. Considering the price, this is a bargain. And I am surprised with how much I've enjoyed the transition to the RK96, and I'm excited to continue using it to see how it holds up in the long run. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you want to purchase the RK96 for yourself or any Royal Kludge products, I'm going to make sure to leave links in the description down below. If you liked the video, liking the video would be appreciated, and if you want to see more just like this, make sure to subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.